Hi, I'm Katie Vogel from Sussex Technical High School, and today I'll be speaking to you about how social norms influence misogynistic mindsets. To begin, I want you to think of a time where you may have had a sexist thought, and everybody's guilty of it. This could be stating something such as man up, or having an idea such as women not being able to play football because it's too dangerous. Even though these ideas don't seem inherently sexist when they cross your mind, they actually are, and they're products of the influence that social norms have on us. Misogyny in society is not easy to escape, since it has been fed to people through normalized practices for centuries. The examples that I used previously, along with many others, all have misogynistic undertones, and these misogynistic undertones are further spread through the practices of advertising, religion, marriage, and pornography. These practices, along with many others, which are all normalized in society, have their own different way of spreading misogynistic ideas and further discriminating against women. Beginning with advertising. Advertising has a direct effect on how people think and behave. Advertisements that use sexist images and messages, which are further spread through society at a very easy pace, normalize the idea of misogyny. Since advertisements influence the way people think and behave, normalizing sexism through advertising helps it spread through society extremely fast, since advertisements are everywhere you look. There are two main ways that advertising spreads sexism, which are blatant misogyny and more subtle factors. Blatant misogyny is very obvious. It shows images or messages that are made to objectify women, such as the ones above. Along with this, the messages could include a Silva-Thin cigarette ad which states that cigarettes are like women, the best ones are thin and rich, or a Belvedere vodka ad that states, unlike some people, Belvedere always goes down smoothly. These advertisements not only spread the idea of women being objects, but also normalize the idea that women are only desirable if they're slim, sexual, and able to please men. Besides the blatant, obvious misogyny, there's more discreet misogyny which isn't as easy to pick up on. This includes women accounting for only 1/3 of the characters in commercials, men having 4 times as much screen time, and men having 7 times as many speaking roles as women. These slight differences, such as men having more screen time and speaking time, give society the idea that men are more important, presentable, and dominant. Next, religion, specifically Western religions, such as Christianity and Judaism, are based off of patriarchal ideas and Greek philosophy. These patriarchal ideas preach misogyny to their followers. Christianity and Judaism both preach that women do not possess reason and are not made equal to men under the image of God. Women are said to be naturally inferior and dependent on men, with their only 2 duties of bearing children and marrying. Women are supposed to be submissive to their husbands, just as slaves are to be to their masters. Along with this, a popular story, which is in both Christianity and Judaism, the story of Adam and Eve, shows that Adam was created before Eve, which implies that men are always to come before women. Along with this, Adam was made to be the perfect first human, while Eve was only made to cater towards Adam. Besides that, Eve was blamed as the fall for sin, since she ate the forbidden fruit. Because of this, women are blamed for the fall into sin and should be punished for all eternity. Their consequences through the Christian church include exercising no authority, being tasked only to bear children, staying silent and submissive to men, and committing to being redeemed on a regular basis. Besides this story, Christians and Jewish followers also believe that all religious figures are men. This includes God, Jesus, Jesus' disciples, and Adam. The only person who is a woman who plays a vital role in the Christian Bible is the Virgin Mary, whose only role was to bear the child Jesus. Marriage, which goes along the same lines as religion and is an expected practice in religions, has misogynistic undertones as well. For instance, men who have always been valued as stronger and more capable than women are not penalized for remaining unmarried and are valued as intelligent bachelors. However, women who express the desire to stay unmarried for the rest of their lives, other women and men are constantly trying to change their minds and fill them with doubt about that. The idea that society forces onto young women at a young age is that they must be married to be successful in life, and it instills a deep misogynistic mindset since men aren't pressured into marriage the same way that women are. Along with this, many marital practices also influence people's ideas and make them sexist. This includes the white dress that the bride wears on her wedding day, which is meant to symbolize her virginity, purity, and virtue. She's almost seen as fine china, which is meant to be collected, rather than an actual human being. Besides that, the bride's father traditionally walks her down the aisle and gives her away to the groom. This shows the dominant father figure giving the woman away to another man, almost as if she is property to be owned and traded rather than a human being. Next, the minister, who is most oftentimes a man, is the figure in charge of marrying the two people. And he states that you may now kiss the bride, which gives the groom permission to kiss the woman, leaving the woman with no authority over her lips or her body. Besides all that, after the two are married, the woman takes the husband's last name, which furthers the concept that she is his property and not her own person. Next, pornography, which is a more unconventional practice, but is also becoming more normalized in society, spreads many ideas of sexism. For instance, it spreads violence, it creates false expectations of women and false expectations of sex. Many forms of pornography show men disrespecting women and acting violently towards them, which teaches men that it is acceptable to hurt women, and women are pressured into feeling like they should be submissive and able to be dominated. Along with this, watching material that shows young women with unrealistically enlarged features causes men to believe that that is how women should appear in real life. The women they watch do not match the natural women in real life, and it leaves men with a mindset that women are not desirable unless they match the unrealistic body features. Because of this fantasy body that porn has created, women often feel pressured into looking just like the women in porn and acting similar to them, since men idolize these women. Also, these unrealistic expectations of sex are instilled in the minds of men because the viewers of porn don't understand that sex in porn is fantasy sex, and men are taught that women should perform just as trained actors in the bedroom, which also puts pressure on women since they should perform better and objectify themselves. Essentially, even though society is changing and attempting to rid people of these misogynistic ideas, they're constantly fed these ideas without realizing. Change must be made, and these changes can be made easily by changing these social norms. This could be taking down sexist ads, including more women in ads, making religion more open-minded and less dependent on patriarchy. Same with marriage, making it more gender neutral and less dependent on a patriarchy, and censoring porn and discouraging young men from watching it. If you can help make these changes in your daily life and stop using these sexist mindsets and sexist ideas, then we can fix society and finally create equality for women. Thank you so much.